Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. We're going to have to get out of here really quick because this truck stop, as you saw at the end of last episode, really warps time pretty quick. So as soon as it gets close to 4:15 and our pre-trip is done, we're going to just book it right out of here. We're going to lose a little bit of time. We're going to just start going right now because that clock moves like we're on the highway, even though we're not going anywhere. So we're going to be picking up some computers from UPS. Driving the wrong way through here. We just want to get out of here because this truck stop is killer on the clock. So we're picking up computers from UPS, and we're going to be taking those to Page, Arizona. And we'll see if we are able to do that in one day. I don't think we're going to be able to do it in one day and keep our clock, because I kind of want to do 8 hours duty time again. But we'll be able to deliver early in the morning in Page, and then pick up another job from there on Monday. So this is actually pretty far we gotta go just to pick up. And the job, the estimate's about 7, almost 8 hours just to get to Page once we get the pickup. The clock here in Albuquerque is just chugging along, but I guess we can attribute that to some traffic. That's one thing we don't get a ton of in American Truck Simulator. We don't get the traffic through major cities. You know, you don't get the Atlanta, especially when you're running coast to coast, you don't get that Atlanta traffic. You definitely don't run into LA traffic. So sometimes you burn your clock in some areas where it doesn't make sense, and then you get a clean run right through a city during rush hour when you should be losing quite a bit of time. So it all balances out in the end, really. Of course, we're going to hit every light here, and that clock is just going to tick away despite us not actually covering any ground. A sign would have been nice there. we're finally here. We've already burned 3.5 hours of our, or 2.5 hours of our day just getting to UPS. Of course, there's a FedEx truck sitting right there. Alright, we are... Where the heck is it? Am I not even at the right UPS? Alright. Looks like I'm in the wrong driveway. No. Huh. Give me a second. Well, alright, it looks like that job to Page has already dried up and gone. And I think... Let's see what we got here. Let's go... I guess we can take this job. This will take us to Sierra Vista, Arizona. That's a little disappointing because I wanted to go to Page, take this road. Beautiful sights, but we're going to be going to Sierra Vista instead. And this... well, maybe not, because this one has to be delivered by 10 p.m. and we're not going to have enough time. Or we're just going to have to push it if we want to get there all delivered on time. Alright. This is a real pain in the butt. Alright, it looks like we're kind of stuck taking this one. I don't want to take such a heavy load. Look at that, 44,000 pounds, but it's the only one that kind of fits with our schedule. Offer expires in 21 minutes. We're cutting everything close here, but we have until Tuesday to get it there. We have about, I'm going to say, on our clock we have, what, under 15 or just under 16 hours, and we've already used about 2.5 of that. So we should be able to get most of the way there, and then we'll be able to deliver on Tuesday morning. So this one is our best bet. Santa Maria, California, home accessories from UPS to Walmart. Wow, the crunch, the crunch. I mean, we could have taken, honestly, we could have taken that Sierra Vista one, and we would just eaten up our clock, and then ended up taking a 34, and all of the little haggling would have been all for naught, but alright, let's get going. We're finally loaded here. Quick load job, actually. Only 45 minutes. So that will help us get to Sierra. Or where are we going? Santa Maria, California. And we should be good to make it. Deliveries at, latest delivery time is 8 a.m. on Tuesday. We will be good once we get to Tuesday for hours, because we're going to be getting back 10.5 hours recap. So things didn't go as planned. We didn't get to go to Page, but I think in the end it might actually be this might be a better job anyway. What are you doing, Home Depot? Let's just get on the road, get on the 40. Try to get as far as we can get today. Within... it really doesn't matter. I mean, we can... Either way, we just end early today or we end early tomorrow. Because we only have 16 hours to spread over those 2 days. Got about 5... if you want to split it evenly, you got about 5 hours left to drive today, and then drive 8 hours tomorrow. Or burn up more of the hours today and then just have a short run tomorrow and then deliver it with our recap hours on Tuesday. And this is presenting the challenges and basically was my goal with doing the logs and everything, was just to kind of add in that little bit of element where you got to think about the clock, you got to think about break times and all that stuff, and it stops you from being able to just take any job too, because that Page job looked good, that Sierra Vista, Arizona job looked good, but it would have hurt our hours. We would have delivered it, used up used most of our hours a day, and then ended up with tomorrow having maybe 4 or 5 hours able to work, and we could have put in a delivery job and it could have made it work, but really makes you have to plan a little bit more. And frankly, that's just something I want to fool around with, practice with in this simulator. Obviously, nothing like real life, or not exactly like real life. Not all the same problems. You can always fudge the numbers a little bit more than you can in real life now, especially with the electronic logs. But everything's also up to the minute with those electronic logs, whereas here you're going 15 minutes on duty for a delivery. Most truckers will put on the electronic logs, they'll just log in for 5 minutes when they get to a load point, and then they'll go off duty for the rest of that time. Or actually even sleeper, just in case that load takes a long time. I mean, if you get to 8 hours, then you've already put in just hang on and for another 2 hours or something like that. There's a split 8-2 split for the sleepers, and I don't totally understand it yet. A lot of truckers don't. That's why I don't take advantage of it. But anything to keep that clock, keep those wheels rolling where you're able to make money, that's the goal. And to stay safe. So let's get rolling. We got 950 miles to go, so we get to Santa Maria, California, and we've gone basically coast to coast. Once we get there, we'll have gone coast to coast in the past week. we're gonna get off here in Gallup to put in our half-hour break. And we're gonna lose some time probably, but that's the reality of it, and that's why a lot of truckers don't like the mandated DOT break. Because it costs them time off their drive clock and that 14, and that ultimately costs them money. Well, I will see you in about half an hour. What just happened? What the hell? Alright, let's get going. I just spent the last hour watching this guy behind me, and I'll have a clip of that right before this. Literally gave me damage pulling into that parking spot right behind us, or pulling into that spot, and there he is now. I think that's him in there now. He just pulled right in. Wanted our spot really bad. He ran into us and was continually trying to get into that spot the whole time we were resting there. So, okay, CalArc guy, you got it. Idiot. Let's get back on the road, hopefully not burn too much of this clock. Yeah, but that was, as soon as I parked, as soon as I turned the engine off, 2% trailer damage. I'm thinking, what the heck? What did I hit? Turns out someone plowed into me, that CalArc truck. So, don't know what his deal was. Guess he wanted that parking spot. Didn't feel like he had to let me... Didn't feel like he had to, you know, not run into the person that's already parked there. So we're back on our way. You can see we got driving again about 11:45, and we've already lost a half hour before even moving out of Gallup here. And we're gonna run into this situation again. So nice when when they kind of fix that issue with the yielding, and I don't know how you're gonna do it. I don't know how they could fix it, but they need to set it up that cars move over to the left lane when they're coming up on an entrance that way. Not all the time. It doesn't have to be every single time. You can have that, you know, that jerk who doesn't pull over, but you know, when you get a line of 20 cars because a guy can't pull in, and you always have to stop just to get on. It just takes you out of it sometimes. Alright, we're gonna pull in here for the night. Really early, but we're gonna just preserve the clock. We're gonna spread this job over the next few days. And at the same time, we're just gonna get some fuel. We'll shut it down at 1 o'clock. Oh, what are you doing, woman? You got like a dog face or a cat face. All right, going off duty, going sleeper here. All right, looking at the log, we started out today 4 a.m. Mountain Time. Yeah, basically just a kind of a normal day. Might not have needed to take that break, really. Actually, I think we still need to take that break. But we ended up with 8 duty hours today, 320 miles driven. And I think we will be okay. We'll have some about 7.5 hours or so tomorrow to drive. We'll probably drive that whole thing, burn out our clock, and then we'll be getting 10.5 back, and we'll have to drive right to the destination. So hopefully we make it on time. I think we will. You know, we're fighting the clock. We're fighting that 70 hour, that 14 hour, the 11 hour drive. All that stuff comes into play. It gets a little hectic, a little stressful, but that's what I'm going for with this series. Trying to keep it as real as possible in an unreal simulation that's not 100% accurate, but gets pretty close. Hopefully we'll have an episode showing tomorrow and showing me battling that clock, and if not, maybe we'll have one with the delivery itself. But until then, I'm Martin Wenzel. We're just outside of Holbrook, Arizona. Check your pins. Happy trucking. Take care. Goodbye.